pants so he forgets what he's doing.
Wait, let me explain something to you. I am not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude.
Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
Now I'm here to answer any questions you children may have about the monorail.
Me! Can it outrun the Flash?
You bet.
Can Superman outrun the Flash?
Sure, why not?
When you want to talk sports, you ask folks who have seen it all up close. So on The Al Travis Show, we go with the guys at the end of the bench. Time to talk all things sports.
We got them, John and Dan, the guys at the end of the bench. Appreciate you both being here. It's so early in the season for Major League Baseball have this sort of controversy, but I think we're going to have to nib this in the bud right now. This torpedo bat. Where did they come up with new technology? 180 years of baseball, and now somebody came up with a new bat. How is this possible? Dan, should we ban it outright for life? I think we should, don't you? Your thoughts?
I'm just tired of hearing about it. I'm just tired of everybody talking about it. So I'm going to talk about it some more.
Yes.
I mean,
please.
Ultimately, it's just a slight variation of what's been used by individual players for a few years now.
Yeah.
The whole idea of having a smaller end of the bat and having a bigger barrel. It's just a little more extreme version of it, and it's most of the team, and it's the Yankees. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. Let's play it out a little bit. I'm slow. I don't like to just go out and ban things or change things just because numbers look bad after a short period of time. I'm not a big fan, so I want to let it play out a little bit.
So I'm going to wrap this up for you, John. Dan basically said he doesn't really care except it's a Yankees, so ban the bats because it's the Yankees, right? Did I sum that up?
Yeah.
You're taking words out of my mouth.
I agree about the Yankees.
I would say that I don't care about one way or the other, but the fact that it is the Yankees makes me care.
Yeah, if it's Kansas City just all of a sudden hitting balls like no big thing, we all think the Yankees have found a way to cheat. That's our feeling, isn't it? I mean, when you bust it down. Yeah. John, are you with that? With us on that?
Well, yeah. I mean, if it was another team, everybody'd be all over it, right? If it was like the White Sox, who are predicted to lose 100 games again, and they're out there banging 8 or 9 dingers in a game, everybody'd be going, what? But it's the Yankees. I mean, yeah, Judge got 3 in a game, and you kind of go, well, okay.
They had 9 in one game, John. This is a Judge up to 5 already. Well, okay, that's fair enough. All right. Let me throw the other thing. The other problem we've got, because I'm already losing my vertigo here. Minnesota loses 4 in a row. We're drop dead bottom of the league. 2 days later, after winning 2 with Chicago, we're in the very first place in the Central. We lose against Kansas City. We're in last place in the Central. Good God, golly, where do we sit in this league? John, we're last to first to last in one ball game.
That's the madness of early season baseball when one game has a significant impact on the standings. It's also a little bit of a turnaround from last year when the Central Division was considered one of the best in all of baseball. So all the teams are off to a rough start. But, as they say, it's not a game, it's a season. And it's going to take time for things to shake out. I'm not worried. I have a couple of small concerns, but I see some signs of positivity, too. Spoken like a true Minnesotan.
I don't know what you just said there, but I'm glad you said it. Dan, did you have something to clarify what John might have went around a couple of times and didn't get to? John's like the guy in the busy parking lot. There's going to be a better spot over here. I'll just keep driving around until I find it. I don't think he found his spot.
Isn't that what... Wait. Al, isn't that what everybody does? I thought that was perfectly normal.
That is a good point.
But no, here, let me be the John translator. Everything is going to be fine.
Yeah.
But what makes you think that? I took time out yesterday afternoon, grabbed a couple cigars, went in the garage to watch the Twins play the home opener. A couple of things hit me right away. something's wrong when Houston has to, I don't know where they got them, Houston baseball cap, winter caps, snow caps. They had, woolen. I'm like, where in Houston did they get those bad boys? But anyway, that being said, we're playing this ball game, and right away we go up 2-0. Our pitcher's in there. He's doing really well. 0-2 pitch. You're thinking, okay, we can. This is going to be, and he throws a dinger. Okay. Next batter comes up. 0-2. Come on. Oh, another dinger. Game's tied up, and from that moment on, this team did not look anywhere like the team it was in the first 3 innings. Guys come. You're shaking your head. Am I miscalculating it, Dan?
No.
They looked scared at the plate. They didn't want to go hit the ball anymore. It's like, oh, here we're going to suck again. And they did. So I guess I'm saying I'm not liking our hitting. Our pitching gave up. He was doing fine. But one dinger, whole game switch. Tell me I'm wrong, Dan.
No, because the offense, bothers me less. Hear me go to the John mode. The offense bothers me less because they are playing against Hunter Brown has I'd say, if he's not a top 5 Cy Young this year, it's going to be something. The guy can't throw that hard for that many innings and not be. But what worries me, so honestly, it's the pitching, which is supposed to be the absolute driver of this team.
Right.
Some worrying what me. Joe Ryan gives up home runs, but he's not. But that yesterday was crazy.
Yeah.
He hit, how many guys has he hit now in his first 2 starts?
That's another thing. 2 batters later, he beamed the guy. I'm like, we are out of this, coach. You put somebody else in. His mental game was not there. You're right.
No, he's hit more players this year in 2 starts than did the entirety of last season.
Yeah.
I mean, that's shocking. So, so I'm concerned. I'm not ready to give up, but I'm concerned, yes.
Well, you don't give up. You're only in last place in the AL Central, but 1 game later we get back up. Quick question, you, John. Why this pause? So we paid the Astros. Did we just want them to help fill up hotel time in Minneapolis? We don't play today, and then we play 2 games over the weekend. Why a 4-day, 3-game series? What's going on? This is our second one of those, by the way.
I think it's the same thing they do with the opener. In case it gets rained out, they give themselves a cushion because they spend a lot of time building up the opener, whether you're opening on the road or opening at home.
All right.
But I find it a little funny. I mean, it's a weird, like you said, pause.
Yep.
But maybe it'll be a reset for our guys and they come back. The weather will certainly be nicer this weekend for baseball. It was cold yesterday.
A reset. We're in the 6th ball game of the year. We need a reset. Come on now. We got to have more here. And Dan, by the way, I think John just said we need to put a dome on the stadium, and I agree. Would you agree with that? That's what John just said.
No. There's my audible.
The stadium is one of the best fields in all baseball.
No, don't destroy it with a. And I know I realize I'm only half an hour away from the stadium, so it's not as big of a deal. And we are very much a regional team, not a metropolitan team.
All right, well, give me your numbers quick. Before we go to break, give me your numbers. We have Houston coming up here, 2 more games, 1-10 each on Saturday and Sunday. Houston's a decent team. It's not the Houston of old, not the cheaters. A lot of those guys are gone. But can we beat Houston? You going to call 2 out of 3? We'll come back on this, in which case we'll be leading the division. I'll start with Dan.
2 out of 3. Yes, we're going to come back 2 out of 3. We can come back 2 out of 3. Ober is going to turn it around in his next start, just like he did last year. They'll have, and Paddock will be fine on Sundays.
I look at John. I want your opinion, but you got to look at John. You got to look at Dan. Go to the YouTube channel, Al Travis Show, and like and share. He looks like a kid. When you're about 7 or 8 and you don't know the Santa thing, and you're going downstairs, but they're the presents, and you're like, he's still there. If the Twins can still do it. He's got that 7-year-old, I got to believe, their presence under the tree look. John, your thought, can we win 2 of them?
Well, if Dan's thinking is a disease, I caught it because I think we can win 2 of them.
You guys are the COVID of Twins fans. That's what you are. All right, we got to go to break. We'll be back. We got Wolves, we got NCAA, we got lots to talk about. I've got them, John and Dan, the guys at the end of the bench.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters brings you its most popular show of all time, Grease. You'll hear all your favorite hits from the Broadway musical and the movie. Join the whole gang at Rydell High. We'll sing, we'll dance, we'll bring you back to high school life in the 50s. Poodle skirts, bobby socks, the soda shop, and drive-in movies. Grease! It'll rock your socks off. Order your tickets today. Visit chanhassendt.com.
If it's your turn to host a game, Grandpa's Barbecue suggests you try something different. Put out the perfect barbecue flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. Add it to your ribs, dip the meatballs, or drench your wings in the original flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. It isn't too hot or spicy, fruity or smoky or whatever. Grandpa's Barbecue. Available in select stores and online at grandpasbarbecueshop.com.
It's nice to know a guy that knows a guy. Al Travis.
We know him as the guys at the end of the bench, John and Dan. I thank them both for being here. I thought the weird thing about the Minnesota Twins, you're in first place, lose a game, you're in last place. Well, the Minnesota Timberwolves, it's even interestinger. They were in sixth place and won the ball game last night. Now they're in seventh place and had to fight in. Only in this league and how things are shaping up. John, I'll give it to you. Because the Memphis Grizzlies won, we did overtake the Clippers with the win. We're half a game ahead of them, but Memphis won, and they have the tiebreaker with us. They moved to 6. We actually fall down after a win. Minnesota Timberwolves with 5 games to go, John. Will they be in for sure in the top 6? Are they going to do a play-in battle? And I don't think they want to do that. Your thoughts?
Well, I think a week ago I predicted they wouldn't make the playoffs, and maybe they heard me. They've been playing some pretty darn good basketball. And it's funny, I looked at the standings before the show, Al. We could move up, even with 5 games to go, we could move up several notches because there's a big glut of teams right there around us just within a game or two. And honestly, if they're playing the way they are, you know, we could easily be 5th or 4th.
See, what's funny about this, and I'll throw it to Dan. Dan, he's got the Minnesota Twins thing. I think it's just the fever you people have, this Minnesota COVID thing you got. So I'm going to throw out to you, should this same team, and I'm not thinking they're the greatest team of all time, they're not even on a hot streak, they're playing better basketball, but if this team would have beat the Pelicans that game, what was it, back in March, and I'm just going to look back, what was the other one? Oh, God, I had it just for a second. Pick one other game that we lost that we should have won. Oh, Indiana. when we played Indiana and their top 4 players were out and we lost it in the last second. Those 2 games, just 10 days ago, we're in 3rd place in the division. We're not struggling in 7th. Just those 2 games where we gave up on ourselves, and we're not even worrying about all this stuff. Your thoughts, Dan? Is this team going to make it? 5 games to go. They're in 7th place.
I like how, yes, they're going to make it. I like it. I did turn off. Okay. I do think they're going to make it. I like the way they're playing now, but I'm at the same time, when I said I was giving up on them, that they seem to turn it around. So same with John there. It's like, so maybe I should say no, absolutely not. There's no way they're making the playoffs. But Rudy suddenly Rudy cares again. Rudy seems to like
that drives me nuts, but I agree with you. He does seem to care now, which he didn't halfway through the season.
He's playing like the defensive player of the year is what he's doing now. Finally.
But let's look at. I want to get that right first. You guys saw that Giannis had the first ever 35, 17, 20 game in the history of basketball. And here's why. The only reason I bring it up. When you look at Minnesota's last 5 games, and I'm bringing it up really quickly, the last 5 games, we should have no problem, in my opinion, beating the Philadelphia 76ers coming up here on Saturday. But then you got to take this Giannis team on. We could lose that game. Can we all agree that we could lose to Giannis that's playing 35, 17, and 20? We could lose that game. Next game is against Memphis, who's the team ahead of us, who is going to be clawing to try to stay in the 6th spot. We could lose that, but then we have Brooklyn and Utah. We have 5 games. I think we win 3 of them. The other 2 complete toss-ups. Your thoughts, Dan?
Giannis can do exactly what was. Who was it from? Who's
Jokic.
The Denver guy? Jokic. Thank you. Just something was blanking in my head. Yeah. Jokic, put up 61 points, 60, whatever, and
they lost. I'll give you that.
So I still feel pretty good about that game coming up. But
is my analysis Giannis, crazy? Is my analysis
yes.
We could lose those? Okay, thank you, appreciate it. My
yes.
show. All right,
absolutely nuts.
John, tell me I'm not crazy.
No problem.
You're not crazy, but I mean, our guys can get as hot too, which we've seen. I mean, Ant could go for 40 or even 50 points in a game.
Yeah.
But is the supporting cast going to show up? That's what they've been doing. They're playing like a team. They keep playing like a team. They could take all 5. It wouldn't be out of the question.
And then you're rolling into the playoffs, and I have no problem that you're the top 6. Okay, one last thing before we go. NCAA, March Madness, it comes to a crashing halt this weekend. Saturday's game, Auburn, Florida, Duke, and Houston. Your predictions, please. We'll get you back here Monday to decide if you're right or wrong. But any of you upset that all number 1s are there? And maybe this NIL, thank you, Dan, because you're an old-fashioned guy. There's no bottom dweller to root for. There's no Cinderella here. Who do you pick in this weekend? Auburn, Florida, and Duke and Houston.
I'm going Florida. And Duke. So, okay. Duke, in some ways, I think Duke might almost have the harder game because it's all dependent on how well Houston's defense shows up.
Yeah.
If their defense, because Duke is used to scoring 90 points a game. Yeah. And if Duke could slow them down to the 60s or even the 70s, they could be interesting.
Fair enough.
Duke, I still think it's going to be Duke in Florida.
John, your predictions on the NCAA?
I'm going to flip on Dan a little bit. I'm going with Auburn and Duke. Auburn's a little bit of a dark horse, I know. And then, I'm going to say Duke. Hats off to the Gopher women. I'm going to get this in for winning the WBIT.
Which stands for that's like the NIT for the women, right? And I don't know what the WNIT.
Second tier tournament, but they played very well.
Yeah, and win's a win for us in this state, for heaven's sakes, for sure. All right, I'm going Florida and Duke getting into the finals. I am really upset. I don't think we're going to see any more dark horses ever get into this thing now with NIL money and everything else stacking up. These core teams, these teams you see all the time, are going to have the money to continue to see them all the time. Should throw out new coach, Medved, did bring one of this Colorado State guys here. The flood is on. Colorado Light, that's what they're going to call us, and I'm okay with that because they made the tournament and we did not. Right, fair enough? That's good. I'm out of time. John.
Tonight, women's basketball, Connecticut, UCLA. That should be a heck of a game.
John, why don't you just run this thing, John? You got all the numbers. Good, nice to go. Way to throw it out. John, Dan, I appreciate you guys. They're the guys at the end of the bench on the Al Travis Show.
All the special interests are represented in St. Paul. But who speaks for you? Center of the